everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do the Beauty and the Beast book tag that I've seen going around a little bit. I was unofficially tagged in Miriam's video. She said to tag anyone, so I took that and ran with it. So thanks, Miriam. I'm going to go ahead and start off with tagging some other people right off the bat. I want to tag Celestria, I want to tag Chrissy, and I want to tag Oshina. So you three ladies do this book tag, and then yeah, we'll all go watch your videos also. So there are 10 questions based on songs in, I think, the original cartoon and the live action, perhaps. So, number one, oh what a guy that Gaston, a villain that you can't help but love. I wish this was, I could make it a movie tag, but because I have movie answers that come readily to mind, but a villain that I can't help but love. This is a hard question. I don't know what kind of answer I'm gonna find for this. I'm gonna pick a really weird answer because I honestly, maybe I just don't tend to like the villains? I don't know. But I'm gonna go with Jaws because the villain is a shark, and it's a shark, so we love it. So I know it's kind of a cheap answer, but I think that's the answer that's most true for me. Question number 2, here's where she meets Prince Charming, your OTP, which is one true pairing. Okay, so as I was watching Miriam's video, I was like, you know what, I just need to pick a one true pairing, and I just need to stick to it because this question comes up a lot in tags. So one true pairing is obviously like a couple that you love together with your whole heart, right? Like they need to be together. And for me, I'm just, I don't even know how to say how I feel about other people's love life. But anyway, I'm gonna go with Aragorn and Arwen because there was, well, I'm trying to not give any spoilers, but there is a point in time where the possibility of Aragorn being with somebody else presents itself. And when that presented itself, I was like, no, do not, you better not. And then he ended up with Arwen, so I'm happy about that because that had to be the ending for them. So I'm just gonna start saying Aragorn and Arwen because they are, I think, my OTP. Question 3, I want so much more than this provincial life. A character destined for greater things. Oh, that's so many characters. Like, so many of the, what's that trope called where it's like your main character doesn't know they have the ability or doesn't believe in themselves or whatever, but he's the one that has to save the world, essentially. I forget what that trope is called, but essentially any book that has that trope would fit into this, right? A character destined for greater things. So I would go with Assassin's Apprentice because Fitz Chivalry Farcier is exactly that. But I'm gonna like do something a little different and show a book that I don't really talk about that much. And I'm gonna go with the 5 Worlds graphic novel series. So in this series, there are 5 novels, and each novel surrounds one of the worlds. So in this universe, there are 5 worlds, and there's something gonna happen that's going to destroy all of the worlds at once. And through unforeseen avenues, our main character has to step up to the plate. I'll try and leave it there to keep it vague, but I'm gonna go with 5 Worlds, The Sand Warrior. Next question, be our guest. A book that made you hungry. Okay, I'm gonna go with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. More so the movie, right? This is so hard. But when the witch offers Edward that Turkish delight in the movie, it just looks so delicious. It actually was the catalyst to make me want to try Turkish delight, like in its as authentic as I can find it here in my area. And I loved it. So not so much the book though. I'm just gonna say this one though, okay? Can I just say this one? Next question. Beauty and the Beast, opposites attract. So you want me to pick a couple, a romantic couple. Oh, I'm gonna flip this one and not do a romantic couple. And I'm gonna go with the Girl from the Other Side manga, because the main guy is like this monster, and in the context of this story there's like this kind of a plague thing, but anyway, it turns anyone into these creatures and they're meant to be the villain, but for whatever reason he has kept his humanity after he turned, and the way that this passes on to other people is by touch. So he ends up finding this little girl, very innocent little girl. She's like one of the last humans that hasn't been touched, and he feels love for her, but he can't touch her or else he'll turn her into a creature like himself. And he was the anomaly to keep his humanity. So they are very opposite, I would say. Like the big bad meanie villain character who's like extremely tall and imposing, and then this little bitty girl. I don't know, it just seems like an opposite thing, and we're gonna go with it. And it's not romantic, it's just like father-daughter relationship. Question 6, but there's something in him that wasn't there before, a character who is more than they seem. Again, could that not be applied to the other question? A character destined for greater things. I guess they could be a little bit different. But a character who's more than they seem. I'm just gonna go with an easy answer. Should I just go with an easy answer, or? Because sometimes I feel like that could be a spoiler to tell somebody, right? Because what if the reveal is only later on in the book of the story? Then saying that they were more than they seemed the whole time is a spoiler. Yeah, I just thought of one I could mention, but again, when you're not looking at that character to see more, I think it might ruin your experience with it because it's supposed to be a surprise. So yeah, I'm just gonna stick with an easy answer that I think a lot of people will know, and even if you don't know, it's not that huge of a spoiler. So I'm gonna say Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, because at first he is just called the Ranger, and the hobbits don't really know anything about him other than he's this kind of drifter guy. Turns out he's the heir to the throne, so we're gonna go with that. Question 7, I was innocent and certain, now I'm wiser but unsure. A book that has changed you. Fiction or nonfiction? Because there's lots of nonfiction. And again, I'm gonna analyze, like, changed me? What does that mean, really? Like, The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle has changed me because now every November I read it, and before that I did not read it every November, so that made me read a book over and over once a year. It changed a part of my life because now I read a book once a year, like a specific book. I don't know, like Fox, I suppose, changed the way that I viewed Christian fantasy, but since having read more Christian fantasy after Fox, there's more books to influence that change in mindset and perspective. I guess I'm gonna go with my Old Faithful, which is Unoffendable by Brant Hansen. This book is about righteous anger, maybe not being everything that Christian culture makes it out to be, and that our offense is more about our self-absorption than anything else. I've recommended this to so many people. Most of them haven't gotten the same feeling that I have from it, but I love Brand Hansen and I love this book, so we'll go with this book. Question 8. Kill the Beast. A book you picked out because of the hype. Lots. Loads. So many. So many. I just want to stay sitting here. I don't want to get up and move around. But, hype. Fox. Carval. A Curse of Dark and Lonely, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, so that's kind of fitting. We'll just leave it here because of that. A Curse of Dark and Lonely. Question 9. I'll never shake away the pain. A book or moment that always makes you cry. I don't cry in books. 0. I've cried in books 0 times, so I can answer this question with nothing. Question 10. How does a moment last forever? A book that you've loved since childhood. You know what? I don't think I have one. Because the books that I liked as a kid don't really faze me now. Books that I read as a kid and didn't like then, I tend to like now, upon a reread as an adult. So I don't think there is a book that has stood the test of time for me since I was a kid. I suppose if you want to go a little bit older, I can answer the question, and that would be The Princess by Lori Wick. I read this as a teenager, so not a kid, but this one. I fell in love with it when I first read it, and I've read it many times since, and even recently, and I love it. So, The Princess by Lori Wick. And those are the questions. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have some answers that you want to share with us in the comments below. Let us know there. Like, subscribe, all the fun stuff. It really, really helps me out. I know all the YouTubers say that, but it really does, and it's not a numbers game. It shouldn't be a numbers game, but it does feel nice when you see your numbers rise, even if it's gradual. So I really appreciate that, and I will see you guys all in whatever comes next.